just like you sit in a car and you're trying to drive. If you, let's say even if you have a self-driving car, you need to let the car know where you're going, where your destination is, right? And so we should be very intentional about all facets of our lives. And I think that that would really get us to improve in all those facets. As it is said, if it can be measured, it can be improved. In other words, if it can't be measured, it can't be improved. And so, if we really want to improve in any facet of our lives, be it our relationships, our work, marriage, businesses, and so on and so forth, we really, really need to be very intentional about it. We really need to go out there, figure out where we are at a particular point in time, and then try to improve it. What do you think, Prissy?
Yeah, we can decide this is the appropriate time to sit back and reflect and look at what didn't go well,
Right.
how we want things to go this year, then put measures in place to achieve whatever we want for the year. It's never too late. There's the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, sit with your spouse. What didn't go well in the previous year? What can you improve? What can you change? And
what new business opportunities do you want to do together as a couple?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
What else can you do as a couple? What fun activities do you plan on doing?
Oh yeah, exactly. Talking about fun activities. Hey, I mean, if you join the feed, just shoot a Happy New Year there, and then we know you with us. Yeah, talking about fun activities. So I think about 2 months, maybe 3 months ago or something, we said that we were going to try out a new hobby. And this was not planned. We didn't even plan to come say this. Hey, Happy New Year, Le Blue. Fun activities. If you remember, in one of the episodes, we said we were going to try out a new hobby. And this time around, it was going to be skiing. Prissy, how did the skiing go?
I would say generally it's fun.
It's fun. Okay.
It's fun, but...
Yeah. But, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
You need to have a lot of courage. I gave up after falling twice and decided to be a paparazzi, but I think I would go again when I get the opportunity because everybody mastered the skill except me because I gave up at some point.
Yeah, so in this year, you can be very intentional about your hobbies. I mean, as a family, it was really good. I must say, Sami says more film, madam. Happy New Year, Kojo. Thanks for joining us. So you need to be very intentional about such things. I mean, we would have really missed out on all the fun. It was real fun, right?
Working like a robot.
Yeah. I mean, you wearing very robotic shoes, very heavy shoes. Those shoes were very heavy. And to add to that, you had to put on those about maybe 4 feet skis underneath and try to carry them. It wasn't an easy feeling at the beginning, but at a point we had to master it. Yeah, so Prissy, it's good you brought out this hobby thing because you need to be very intentional, just as we were saying. You need to be very intentional about your hobbies as well. And the kids enjoyed it. Everyone was really happy we did it, and we're going to do it again. And there is another hobby we will be trying soon. Prissy is yet to master the ski, but yeah, she will master very soon. And then we'll do snowboarding. What do you think about that? Yeah, exactly. You need to be intentional. No babies. Okay, so we'll get onto the snowboard as well and try to snowboard around and have fun. It's not always pressure and paying bills and all that. Okay, so yes, all we're saying today is we need to be very, very intentional about our relationships. Sometimes life gets in the way, and you're not able to. You leave your relationships or your families on autopilot. We understand it happens everywhere. I mean, so you don't. I don't know if you've noticed, or I am now noticing that the day moves so fast. You wake up, you get through your routines, you get to work. By the time you see it,
especially when you have a lot to do.
Exactly. You never seem to get to the end of
the day moves really fast.
Exactly. So if you just leave things on autopilot it will be. I mean, if nothing will be shaping them, nothing will be directing them, nothing will be driving them. And so this year, let's all decide to be very, very, very intentional about what we would want to do. If you just leave it to life or you leave it to fate, you might end up looking back and say, oh, I could have done more, right? And so I would rather set huge goals, fail at it, than not set goals at all and feel that okay, everything was all right. And so in the comment section again, if you just joined us, just shoot out a happy new year there. Apart from that, you can let us know what you think you want to be intentional about this year. What you want to be intentional about. And I mean, if I try to think through what I really want to be intentional about, maybe more business, right? Just trying to
looking at finishing up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. And
do
closing out all
closing
out all the academic stuff, you know. Yeah, so it might, I mean, for someone watching, what you want to be intentional about specifically is to develop yourself, right? Say you've been at a particular point for some time and you feel that okay, it's time to move on. Set the goals. Don't worry. I mean, if you are scared about not meeting the goals, you would end up not setting them at all. And again, it is better to set the goals, not meet them. I mean, get even halfway through than not set them at all. So don't let people make you feel, oh, these resolutions and things don't work. They always end up at one point or the other. It's fine. Go out there, set it. At least you have something to look up to. When you wake up in the morning, you know that, okay, I will need to achieve A, B, or C. And what I've realized is that when you set goals, it gives you a certain sense of urgency, you know, and you don't have a lot of time to I mean, wonder about not knowing what you want to do. So I remember in one part of our lives last year, we shot at something that looked like a very, very high bar, right? Very high goal. And we pushed at it, and at the end of the year, by God's grace, we got it sorted out, right? And so at least put out a number there. That way you wake up to something. You wake up to,
even if you are not able to do everything, at least
you've done something. Yeah, I think that I don't know if I'm quoting this right, but there's a saying that an unexamined life is not worth living, right? If you can really examine your life, know where you are at every point in time, then you know where you can push yourself to. Okay, so yes, in when it comes to DFN as well, we'll try to be very intentional about it. Try our best to see how we can improve stuff. Maybe see how we can get across to you more and get more interactive, get learn more, right? And possibly we would have a number of people coming again to share their experiences and all. Because I mean, personally, I learn a lot from those episodes when people come share stuff and you go like, oh wow, okay, this works, okay, this doesn't work, okay, this is something I can learn, this is something I can pick up, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this year is all about being very intentional about whatever. Oh, and something just crossed my mind. You have to be intentional about what you eat as well. If you go like, oh, as for me, this is who I am and this is what I have to eat, blah blah blah. You end up having an unintentional life as well. I mean, you end up and especially when it gets to a point where it looks like we're growing, we are advancing in age and all. That just made me feel quite old.
You are growing old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we would also need to be very, very intentional about what we eat. Not we just don't want to introduce anything into our bodies. Same way, we can be intentional about what we take in. So when I say what we take in, what we feed ourselves with, right? Garbage in, garbage out. If every day of your life, whatever you listen to, whatever you read is not something that is going to add value to your life, then at the end of the day, you are not being intentional about your consumption. And when you look back in December, you shouldn't be surprised if nothing has changed, because most times it's not the year that necessarily changes anything. Like 1st January is as much of a day as 31st December. I mean, there is nothing really different about the days. It's what we actually put into those days that would matter at the end of the day, I mean, or at the end of the year. So you would really, really want to take a holistic view about your life, look at what needs to change, what needs to be maintained, and then what needs to be added, right? And so, yeah, that is pretty much the message for today. Stay very intentional, and if you also think, I mean, I think for some of us, we should be able to sit down with our spouses and really assess, okay, what can we really together change about our lives? Because sometimes there are changes that need to be done individually, right? And sometimes there are changes that need to be done collectively. And if you can figure out what you can change individually to also help the collective effort, that helps a lot. If there are things that you can't necessarily do individually to really see progress, and it needs to be done as a group or collectively or as a family, then you look at that as well, and then hey, get it going. Because I just think that I was listening to someone maybe 2 nights ago. The person was speaking to, he's a businessman. It's a business discussion, and the person was speaking to how, funny enough, he's seen that the kind of friends he has all have one thing in common, and that thing is that they all have very stable relationships, like stable marriages, stable unions, and how that has really helped, yeah, really push them to where they are in business. And I'm talking of, these are all very wealthy people, millionaires, and and it is really true. Think about it. You can't have that sound mind, you can't have that focus to really work on your business or work on new stuff if you always have some issues to deal with in your relationships or in your marriage. You would, whether we like it or not, we have just 24 hours in a day, right? I mean, we there is always the concept of trying to save time and all. You can't really save time. It's 24 hours. There is nothing you can do about it. You either you use it judiciously or
waste it,
or just waste it. Exactly. There is nothing you can do about it. And so if you spend 8 hours of your time having to solve issues in your marriage or in your relationship, guess what? You might not have enough time to actually to work on your business or to work on your whatever things you're trying to do. And so I really think that, and that's my personal conviction, I might be wrong, but I really believe I agree with what that guy was saying, and the fact that if you can really build a solid relationship, you can really build a peaceful relationship, then you would have enough time to spend on other things, right? Because it's the same energy that you're going to use to keep fighting. Hey, and you did this and you did that, and go to your mother, go to your father, come. You would have the support of both parties, right, to get things done. I mean, scripture says that two is better than one because they have a good reward for their labor, right? And so if you can really have two people who are in a sound state of mind, sound frame of mind, and can really delve into opportunities, then you would be set up for success, right? And so, hey, let's go out there. Let's be really intentional about every aspect of our lives. I think this is basically the message for today. Let's really be intentional about everything.
And then for one thing I want to say is that we should try to be a bit more selfless. And that's going to help. Yeah, we have needs, we have expectations, but if we both decide to be selfless in the marriage, it would work.
Right.
It would work out.
Right.
So let's try and be more selfless this time so that we can focus on creating other things and building other things.
Right.
Yes, and so that we have that peace of mind we want in our marriages.
Exactly. So be intentional about being selfless.
Yes, be selfless.
Yeah.
It shouldn't always be about me, and this is what I want, and this is what we should be able to compromise some of the things, and it would work out.
Right. I totally agree. And so, hey, let's keep having very, what do we call it? Very, I want to use this word, very peaceful marriages. Let's keep having very peaceful unions. And if there is something you think you need to speak to your spouse about, get intentional about it. Don't just pass a comment like or say it in passing or something. You can actually go to the boardroom. When I say boardroom, I mean just sit down and say, hey, I want us to discuss this. It's all about being intentional, very, very intentional about this stuff. Don't mix the things up. Sometimes you don't get the right result you need if, even when it comes to discussing issues, you jumbling everything up. Be very intentional about it. Pick this topic, put it on a table, discuss it, no emotions, get to the logical conclusion, move it aside.
Focus on the topic. Don't move the topic to something else that has no link with the topic.
Exactly.
That is how most discussions end.
Correct. So you're talking about something that happened today and that needs to be solved, and so someone brings something from the Gettysburg era and says that, oh, but you also remember this, blah, 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 blah.
That's
Then
the end of
it messes up the whole thing. Be very intentional about getting results from all your discussions, right? And so, hey, it's all about getting intentional. If you can really do that, I believe that at the end of the day, you would see that there has been some good progress. I think Emanuela says, "Happy New Year." Hey, Happy New Year, Emanuela. How's it going?
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Okay. Emanuela says, "True. I need to do that." Yeah. I mean, let's just focus. Be intentional about things. Pick it up, push it, and it will work. At the end of the year, you look back and you'll be very, very glad that you did. And so, Prissy, do you have any closing comments before we go?
So for me, I'm wishing everybody a very happy New Year. I pray that all your prayers are answered this year. You achieve so much. You're overwhelmed with so much blessings this year. So that's my wish.
I've always been saying this thing since I was growing up. That okay, if God says that I'll bless the work of your hands, and your hand has no work, what will He bless? You know, that's about the faith and works thing. If God wants to bless the work of your hands, get intentional about something, get busy on it, and God would have something to bless, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Hey, Akosia Jiwa, Happy New Year. So, yeah, if you didn't hear anything at all today, it's getting intentional about what you want to see in 2023 in whichever facet of your life. Put action to it, and yeah, God will bless the work of your hands. So, it's Happy New Year, and hopefully we have a very awesome year on DFN. We get to learn a lot of things, and we get to be a better version of ourselves. So right here from us, we want to remind you again that no two relationships are the same. We'll meet you again next week, Saturday. Is bye for now.
Bye.